Oh, now I see. A little smoke in the air. Yeah. Good old Jasmine. Good horse. Well, we got up here in 5.5 hours, which is, we beat my last time last year by an hour. Back at that beautiful camp. I just took a bath right here. Lovely bath. It's warm as can be. You can swim in here. And there's nobody here. I venture to say we're the only people in this entire area. This is the clincher right here. The fireplace and a massive wood supply that I stocked last year in August. So that's a good number of days wood right there. And there's my nice little fire ring. Regulation fire ring. little bit of smoke in the air from that Yosemite fire, but still, it's quite beautiful. I'm standing at the west end of Coyote Lake. I came down at that lowest point up on that ridge up there. So I'm going to walk all the way around the lake and then go over. If it wasn't smoggy or smoky today, it would be really nice. It's a beautiful lake. Well, I'm doing my usual aimless and often stone wanderings around the area. Excuse me. A lot of pollen in the air. This is Coyote Lake. I just went all around this area. You know, this is the most interesting part of the whole area is the lake. And I'm wandering around. This is the north side of the lake. That's the far west side of the lake. And I come up here to the north and eastern end of the lake, and there's these wonderful granite shelves and this psycho beach. I mean, this is nuts. I mean, look at this thing, and you can go in. The water's really warm. I took a bath down the other end, and this is a shelf, and the water out there, it goes down gradually. It gets really deep. It's probably 30 feet in the center, and this is going to be my hangout. This is the Riviera. This is the Coyote Riviera right here. Last year when I was here in August, around the middle of August, this was completely dry. This is that ridge that separates Coyote Lake, which I just came from. It's cool up here. I think I'm going to walk up that way and see what the hell's up there. I don't know what they think these things are, but they're really cool. They're kind of fuzzy. And they grow in these little mysterious clumps. Little sprinkles. Pretty neat. I'm walking on the peninsula that separates Layton Lake from Karl's Lake, just trying to get some nice late afternoon sunset pics. Right, this is the first spot when you're walking into this area that you see our campsite. This is anybody walking in here, if they're going that way, they won't see it until they get, you know, pretty high up there. And lake is over there. So if you're just walking into this area for the first time, that is my tent. So there it is. Not bad. Pretty good concealment. Okay, we're getting ready to show the movie here. And should be pretty cool. Alright, I'm on one of my little day hikes just exploring the area. The smoke is gone. The fire appears to be out. The fire was down in that direction, and as you can see, there is no smoke. It's just hazy today, but the smoke has disappeared. And that lake down there is 5 Acre Lake. then beyond 5 Acre Lake, down there is Camp Yellowhammer. And I'm panning around here. The fires are out. This is the clearest day on this trip so far. I'm on the south side of Layton Lake. We are panning towards the north and northeast and east. And you can see the clouds are building up. That's probably all the way over in Nevada, but that's a good sign because we'll probably have some afternoon thunderstorms and that'll clear up all the smays. And it's hot as fuck. Get in the, granted, it's probably 90 plus. So this is great. This is like normal Sierra weather. I'm going to zoom in and I'll show you. You can see Tower Peak. Okay, that bump. Okay, right. Oh, you can't see it. It's too hard. Zoomed in. Anyway, it's to the right of that sharp pyramidal shaped peak in the exact center of the frame. That little bump in the background is Tower Peak. Spectacular day, just beautiful. So I'm just wandering aimlessly as I usually do. I don't know exactly where I am, but I have a general idea where I am. I'm looking at the areas that are adjacent to Karl Lake, so I'm wandering off maybe 1/8 of a mile on each side of the lake and just seeing what's out here. Because you find interesting things. You take the most obvious route or you take a trail. You lessen your likelihood of coming across something really extraordinary. So if you see something like this, and you go up there where those trees are, you might find a nice little hidden valley or a meadow. So you never know what you're going to see. The only way to know is to walk around and do it. So that's what I'm doing. And I came from down that way, and I'm going to go over here. I saw an interesting rock outcropping up here I want to check out. And I should just go to the top of that, and the lake should be on the other side. So this is a really beautiful lake. I'm amazed that it's not used. I'm happy. It's a natural lake. Layton, which is immediately adjacent to it, is a dammed lake. It's an artificial lake, I guess created by that guy Fred Layton, named after him. And it's not a deep lake, but it's just an additional storage lake. They built a bunch of them. But this is this is in the top 3 camps of my life. It has everything. And we have not seen one person. And I doubt we will see anybody for 14 days up here. I might if when I go to the other lake. So I'm leaving that spot I did this little monologue at. And we'll just do one of my little walkthroughs. I always like walking through the forest. I'm going to switch hands and use my good hand for the camera and use my right hand for my stick, my walking stick. Better. Yeah. This is better. Trying to stay out of the sun. It's freaking hot. Chasing the shade, as they say. Yeah, that's what I want to go to. there. It looks interesting. Mysterious. That's cool. I presume this leads to the lake. I'm 98% certain. Should be right over there. Yep, there it is. Oh, wow, cool. Nice. Beautiful Karl's Lake. Can't beat it. It wraps around that way for another 1/8 of a mile before it hits a ridge. And wraps its way around that way, just out of view, maybe just a few hundred feet, is the isthmus that separates this lake from Layton Lake. So I'm just going to walk back to the isthmus along the shore like this. And that's how I'm spending my afternoon. Shoot some pictures. See, there actually is a little footpath here. Look at that. Or a game trail. I wouldn't think it'd be probably a game trail. No, that looks like a footpath. So I'll just follow this. Could be a game trail. Anyway, I'll pick this up. This will probably bore you. But it's pretty. It's very pretty. And that cool air and that shade is so invigorating. Oh, God. It is really hot. I'd say in the shade, in the sun, on the granite, 90 degrees. 89, maybe even 91. And it's high up, so if I'm wheezing and puffing, it's because I fucking smoke, which I'm trying to quit. And I've only been here a couple of days, 3 days, so maybe I haven't acclimatized fully. So that's why I'm huffing. But you gotta watch where you're going when you're holding a camera with one hand and looking at the screen and looking at the terrain. I've taken a couple of headers and didn't damage the camera a few times, luckily. All right. There's the movie screen on the left in my tent. I'm gonna watch another movie tonight. Well, I reached the mystery tarn. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna take a dip, cool off. Maybe it's a little on the tannin side, but it's not stagnant. So I don't think I'll be swimming in it, but I'll definitely take a bath. And that's the little peak ridgetop that's above Red Can Lake. We'll take some pics on the way back. I came down this gently sloping little ramp, and then Karl's Lake is down in that direction. If you look carefully, right at the water line, frogs are just sticking their heads out. There's got to be like a dozen or more. Little frogs. It's nice to see frogs. See them right at the water's edge. And there's one little guy. He's out in the sun sunning himself. I'm at this tarn. I just took a bath. Not a good swimming lake. It's a little too tanniny for me. But nice spot. Pretty spot. I was here last year. Very quiet, remote, a lot of solitude. Anyway, I'm wandering. I don't know where the hell I'm going today. I'm just wandering as I please. Well, I'm heading up this thing because it looks like the most interesting thing to do around here. I'm not going that way. I'll find another way. I'm just going right up here, and then we'll scope it out at the top, see what it looks like. This is why I love coming to places like this. There's Karl's Lake, right down there. Lovely Karl's Lake, our base camp. And right at the top here, sandwiched between these two little pinnacle points, this one and this one. I'm not going to climb either one. It's way too fucking hot. There's this nifty little tarn. It's, you know, it's not stagnant. It's just got a lot of tannin in it, but it's got that really cool overhanging rock formation over it. I'm going to go there tomorrow and scout around this area. This looks really interesting. I'm on my way back. It's really hot. I've already hiked a few miles, and it's way hot today. And that's a good sized tarn. That goes all the way over to there. Easy to get to. Just climb down that. Just another place to explore. You never know what you're going to find in these places. Okay, that's as far as I'm going. Upwards as far as I'm going, at least. And that is the furthest extent of Karl's Lake, right there. That's as far as it goes. That's the very, I guess that would be the northeast end of it. And then I'll pan around, and you can see the lake. And the furthest blue you can see is down where our camp is, that little granite hill there in the center of the frame. And that's the furthest southwest extent of the lake. And I'll just try to pan here. I don't want to fall off. I'm in a precarious spot here. And Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. I mean, I could do it, but it's just freaking hot right now. I don't want to bother. Plus, I'm getting old. I'm almost 70 years old. Can you believe that? Kind of swampy. Not the kind of stuff I like to go into. You get on the bottom and all your feet turn black with goo. But, you know, it's kind of cool. It's nestled in here. This little notch. I never get tired of walking in on this beautiful lake. I love this lake. Took me a half an hour from my Karl's Lake camp to get to here. I found a really nice route. I put it into memory. It's very easy. I doubt there'll be anybody here, but you never know. I did run into that couple here once before. I'm walking across this wonderful sloping granite shelf here. Wow, this is nice up here. I'm gonna climb this little peak up, right up there, after I take a swim off of North Beach, which is right over here. Excuse the jerky camera movement. Anyway, here we are. That's North Beach right there. And then there's another nice spot that I call South Beach over there. All right, excuse the wind noise, but this is literally the high point of the trip, both literally and figuratively. Look at these lakes. All right, that is Yellowhammer Lake. Okay. And that big one down there is Big Lake, of course appropriately named. And right down there is Pingree Lake. Keep panning. And right down there in the center of the frame is Coal Lake. And right down there in the center of the frame is Layton Lake. And I just noticed there's a very nice tarn down here. It's got a little tannin in it, but it's not scummy. And guess what I'm gonna do in there? I'm gonna swim that motherfucker. I'll keep going. There's Haystack in the middle there. And way off in the distance is Tower Peak. And then over there, way off in the distance in the center of the frame, it looks to be Unicorn Peak in Yosemite. What a spectacular spot. Well, I'm on the west side of Coal Lake, and this is the only fire ring I have found in this entire area. I've walked all the way around this lake a number of times, and I missed this. I wouldn't camp here. It's a shit camp. But this is it. And it doesn't look like anything's been in there recently. But there's the lake right over there. All right, this is North Beach. This is where I'm gonna do my bathing and swimming. Polished granite. That's the running and jumping and swimming ramp right there. And that's deep. I dive off of that. Shallow dive, of course. Our camp is about 200, maybe 300 at the most yards from here, right up that hill in those trees. And this is the very end of Layton Lake. Right there is the end of Layton Lake. And there's a lagoon that keeps going over on that side. But I found this spot where you can walk out, lie down, or sit down in the water, just relax. Can't beat it. This has been going on for 10 minutes. She keeps coming over to me. She's got 2 fawns. This is wild. She'll trot off, and then she'll come back. You know, kind of stealthy. Then she'll get within like 6 feet of me. Come on. That's where I'm going, right there. It is stultifyingly hot today. And as you can see, we're getting a buildup of clouds out there. So we're not going to get it today because they're not gathering enough. But I bet we get a thunderstorm tomorrow. But that island's really cool. You got to swim out to it or walk out with your sneakers, which is what I'm going to do tomorrow, and just hang out there for a little while. But that is a really neat little island. So, very, very wonderful day today. I went all over the fucking place. I'm about ready to cook dinner. Had a great day. And there's some weird animal up on the... What the hell is that? God, you can see its muscles rippling. It's got horns. That's crazy, huh? It's another view of Layton Lake from a ridge. I'm just ridge walking today. I love that shit. And right over here, the base of that ridge, you can barely see it, is Coal Lake. So I'm going cross country from Coyote Lake to Coal Lake, which I haven't done yet. And this just looks beautiful. Just the kind of shit I love. So I'm walking up this little draw here to the ridge separating that promontory and this promontory. And I saw that mountain lion again down here. He was ahead of me. I think he heard me this time. So the whole way up, I've been engaging in an imaginary conversation with multiple people really loud. So I chased him out of here. I don't see him anywhere. So I'm just going to wrap around. My other camera failed me today. My Sony display went out. So I'm using my iPhone as a backup. Thank God I brought it. I think it'll do just fine. So that's going to be my backup camera for the rest of the trip, unless I can get the other thing working.
To ensure I wasn't being outmaneuvered or flanked. Whatever it was haunting me, and I had around 70 pounds of gear on me. Ultimately, I was a slow...
Give it a name. Check out this bad boy. Look at that. Is that slick? Can sit inside it, so big. Cross beams, and then an arched beam in the back. Ass kicking. So that's one good camp down there, but they're all devoid of wood. It's basically three options here. And then the other camp is over there on the other side of the lake. And then the third option is right down here. And that's pretty much it for Red Can Lake. This is the east side of Red Can Lake. And you can clearly see that getting around that, and there's some more stuff on the other side that you can't see, but that's the principal obstacle. It's just a lot of work to circumvent the lake that way. And the other one, I thought this one was a similar difficulty, but I had lunch and didn't have my day pack on, which is actually pretty heavy. And I walked over there, and there's a freaking trail that cuts through that shit. So you got to do your due diligence, man. Don't be lazy. So I can walk from here over to the west side of the lake and then come down a different way. So it's a loop. Because I came on the other side of this ridge, this knob, this way, and I dropped down from up there. And this is the, I'll just give you a quick. This is the camp on this side. Right there. We've got a little bench here. Problem is there's no wood at all. This place has been picked clean, both sides. The camps that are on the other side, on the west side over there, I mean the south side, zero wood. I mean, forget about it. But that's cool. Wow. So I can do a day trip, loop trip, which is really nice. Now here's some detail. I was down there where those trees are. You just come along here and there's this nice little trail. You can't see it at all. It's pretty well hidden, but once you get up and you look down on it, it looks pretty straightforward. I mean, this thing is an established trail, albeit not a maintained trail, but there it is right there. It goes right over the top, and boom, you're on the other side. Oh, so here we are. Well, never thought of doing it. It looked like a lot of trouble, but there's a well-established trail there. You have to look in order to find. God, this is I'm sorry to overdo this lake, but it is such a photogenic lake. And this is just a part of it. There's more on the other side of this peninsula that I'm aiming at right now. The other side of that. The lake continues on for some ways. Okay, so here's the full Monty 360 panorama of Red Can Lake. I'm standing out in the peninsula that juts pretty far out into the lake. And I'll try to do this. I'm doing this by hand, so I got to do this without falling off the promontory I'm standing on. It's a gorgeous lake, I gotta say. Way overused though. No firewood. You know, you camp away from the lake, but then you have to haul your water, or have enough water. In gorgeous 4K. And see this, you can see the peninsula. That's a peninsula. That's one side of it. And then there's the other side of it. I'm standing right at the end of it. Leaving Red Can Lake through this really beautiful garden. It's just stunning. It's like this all the way up. What a day, eh? This would make a nice little campsite, tons of wood, sandy, and then right there. Wow. Sunset at the camp. All right, here we are. This is Cannibal Karl's Mountain Theater. Those are the two chairs we're going to be sitting in, and that's the screen beyond there. And on that little tripod is the projector. And then we have a JBL speaker right there. And we will be watching movies under the stars. This is day 8, and I'm sitting on a ridge that separates Coyote Lake from, which is this way, just down the hill, from our camp over there. And I'm gonna, and I met a woman. I met the first person I've seen in 8 days. She had her dog with her, and she was at our old camp at Karl's Lake. We had a nice discussion, and she's heading back to Crabtree. Today, I'm going to take this cross-country route that I admittedly screwed up the other day, but I was tired. I had hiked a whole bunch of other shit, and I didn't want to deal with it. It was late in the afternoon. So I'm going to head this way. And the other day, I went a little bit this way, and I missed Coal Lake. So Coal Lake is more in this direction. The other day I hit the end of Layton Lake by going that way. So I'm just gonna, I was trying to do it without a dead reckoning without GPS. But today I'm gonna use GPS just so I know the route. And that's gonna be my day. I'm such an idiot. I mean, it's really simple. I must have been tired or stoned. But anyway, all you do is you contour around this, and right up there at that highest point there's a little notch and the lake is right there. So I've always liked this view. I'll always shoot it whenever I'm here. There's Layton right there, west end of Layton, and this is the notch between Layton and Coal Lake, which is right there. This old tree has fallen on this younger tree, and the younger tree is like growing underneath it and suspending the older tree. It's holding it up. Weird. I just noticed it. I walked by this a number of times and I just noticed that.
At long last, is lasting a little long, boy.
I guess they all survived the last one.
Yeah. I think we lost the element of surprise.
Wait a second. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language?
I know.
Well, I'm winding up another wonderful day of aimlessly hiking around lakes and ridges. And I'm on the, I guess this would be the southeast side of Karl's Lake, and it's got a lot of open, nice camping areas. I haven't seen any fire rings over here. I'm sure there are, but I haven't seen any yet. I haven't actually walked through this exact area yet. So, learn something new every day. This is the Karl's Lake Riviera. It's not a very big one, but it's a really nice one. That is wonderful stuff. After you've been hiking all day, take your shoes and socks off and just crunch around and do little foot exercises in that sand. And then go right in the water. Doesn't hurt. There's that humongous Packers grill that I found last year when I was walking. And right over here, there's an old camp, still replete with starter firewood. Pretty nice of them. Doesn't look anything different than it did when I walked by here a year ago. All right, I got my 5+ miles in today. That's good. I'm averaging 5-6 miles every day for 14 days. All right, I'm back at my camp, and every day when I get back from a hike, there's this sandy section here. It's really nice. Good long section, like a track. And I take my socks off, and I walk around, and I scrunch, and I do things like this, and I do exercises, rolling on the arch, forward, rolling backwards, scrunching toes, putting weight on at the base of toes, and just filling in places that don't normally get filled in. And this really works. I'm sitting at the ramp. Just took a delightful bath. This is on a Layton Lake. That's the isthmus that separates Karl's Lake from Layton Lake. And then that's my bathing spot and swimming area. It gets a little colder as you go out where the deeper part is, but it's it's tolerable. I can stay in as long as I want. Pretty nice, huh? Look at this. Damn. We're the only people here. Hi, sweetie. You're a pretty deal, aren't you? Yeah. You coming into my camp? My tent's right there. What do you see? Hi. Wow, you're friendly. You never seen one of me before? Yeah. You're a lovely, lovely animal. Yes, you are. And you're 25 feet from me. You gonna come over and say hello? I mean, you've been here for a while. Why don't you come by and let me pet you? I'm not gonna hurt you. You know that. You wouldn't be here if you thought I was gonna hurt you. Going in my tent? Yeah. There's a fire down in Auburn, and this is the cloud, smoke cloud. They got it under control. It's down in that direction, as you can see, but makes for an interesting sunset. All right, I'm at Red Cam Lake with Karl. We got here in 45 minutes. We came in the north side of the lake, and we're going to leave the south side of the lake over there. So here we are. And I found my knife. I left my knife here yesterday, and I found it where I left it. Definitely cooler today. Good 10 degrees cooler than it's been, which is great when you're in the sun.
Remember like that thing where that Hulk and Thor standing next to each other? Is the camera on yet?
Yeah, here we are. Red Can Lake. Nice hike. It's really cool. Still early in the morning. We're going to get out of here before the heat. Karl just aced it. He was right behind me the entire way. Piece of
Guest
cake.
on the podcast, and she told me about this time she was taken out of a cabin at night by soldiers, and she found herself on this stretcher, and this doctor came over and injected her with something, And he said something just to her, like, just relax, you'll be okay. And then he said, I don't even know why I'm talking to you, you're not going to remember any of this anyway.
Well, Melinda Leslie, I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's talking about, been at many conferences talking about her MLabs, MLab type experiences. And she's also an advisory board member for Best Alone with the multinational Emigrant, it's very localized. So it's amazing. It's such a broad spectrum of possibilities of what's going on. I mentioned earlier, is it extraterrestrial, interdimensional, time travelers, all the above. I mean, there have been so far as cases, certainly one that talks about time travelers. And they're us, coming back 40,000 years in the future, because they screwed up somehow, they need our DNA.
And what do you make of implants? Because I believe there's been some analysis, and they do turn out to be quite weird. It's not like just somebody got a bit of glass or metal in their leg or their arm or something.
Right. Well, the late Dr. Roger Lear was a pioneer in actually having these devices extricated from people. And it is weird. Number one, there's no inflammatory or rejection reaction by the body with these foreign objects. There's no visible injury. There's collections of specialized nerve endings surrounding the object. There's an outer coating on the surrounding biological material. There's a metallic phase where inorganic metal becomes biological tissue. They found emissions of radio waves, which are deep space frequencies in the FM band. Electromagnetic fields in excess of 10 millivolts. Composition of meteoric parts 66. Rare earth metals such as U-230-60 single isotope uranium existing by itself, as well as elements such as uranium, which is really rare and hard to find in the Earth's crust. Non-terrestrial isotopic ratios indicating all elements do not come from Earth. Existence of carbon nanotubes, gold spheres that have unknown function.
Yeah, this is a really beautiful tarn to the north of Coyote Lake, complete with a beautiful grass. It's deep enough to swim in and it's good water. A nice little flower garden here. Yeah, you can swim. It's probably 5-6 feet in the center, maybe more. I might do that, it's hot. I'm standing on the ridge that separates Coyote Lake from the canyon that the trail runs up, which is down there about maybe a quarter of a mile, half a mile. And then up that way, a mile or two is Wood Lake. So I'm going to be here 3 more days, and this is going to be my new favorite area to explore. I'm already at the end of a pretty long hike today, otherwise I would follow this ridge up here. I'll do that tomorrow. Well, I have to say, after hiking just about every ridge and little valley offshoot of any significance in this entire area, this spot is the most sylvan, beautiful spot I've found so far. This is going to be my hangout spot. I'm here for 3 more days, and after I do whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to come here and just hang out in this beautiful, and I swam in that pond. It's fantastic. It was just fantastic. It was warm. The water is not overly colored by tannin. It's fairly clear. And this is the shit. I mean, this is why I come up here. I'm following a draw that comes up to the west of Coyote Lake, right? And there's a outlet here. There should be a tarn up here. Probably be all brown, but you never know. But you know, I walk through these little fairy gardens, and you come out with some really nice surprises sometimes. I have no idea. I should be. I'm not using a map or GPS. I'm just going on dead reckoning. I find that more enjoyable. It hones your directional sense to do this. You know, you just follow the lay of the land and look for the signs. This is kind of cool. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's up here. See that little notch? Well, I was right. It's right up here. It's a lovely little tarn. I might go in. It's hot. Hot and smoky. Wow. What a little gem. Oh, that's nice, man. That's got to be spring-fed. Amazing. Way up here, right underneath the top of the ridge. Oh, it's a little. Now that I gotten a little closer, it's a little too tan for my tastes. But still, little flower garden around it. Yeah, it's a little too brown for my tastes. I'm not surprised. Way up here. But yeah, man. That's the top of the ridge. I don't know if I have energy today to do it. It's hot. It's probably about 90 and smoky. I'll see how I feel. I ain't doing it from this side, that's for damn sure. But that's the way I came up. And I have this beautiful flower garden here. These little yellow things are really cool. They're all over the place. Daisies, purple. Very nice. This is our last and 14th day up here. We're going to be riding out of here tomorrow. And I'm up at what I named Coyote Pup Pond. Coyote Lake is just down that way, about maybe 400 or 500 yards. And I'm in this garden. This is my spot. I love this spot. I hang around this whole area. It's just beautiful. It's pristine, and nobody ever comes here. And I'm in this garden, and this garden's amazing. See if I can get some of the sounds. It rained last night, first time in 14 days. Pretty good rain. And then everything cleared up about 9:30 this morning. Now it's just clouds. I don't think we'll get any more rain. But this is just amazing. Gotta be here. You can't, the film doesn't, or video doesn't do it justice at all. All right, this is the other really beautiful tarn. This is really good water. It's too late today, but I'm gonna hit this again when I come back. This is really nice. I just missed it. I thought it would be another brown pond, but Excuse the podcast. I'm listening to Sasquatch Chronicles in the background. It's the perfect stuff for this kind of a hike. That's just lovely. Wow, I'm impressed. See some great diving spots, deep. Looking a bit ominous to the north. But I like that. I wouldn't mind some rain. We could use it. If you look this way, it's nice. But this stuff is just building over the crest. I don't think it's going to hit us, but if it does, it's fine with me. This is my last day hike. 14 days up here. So I'm just taking my time, taking lots of pictures. I'm not in a big hurry to go back to the city. I could do 2 more weeks here. I could do a month up here in this general area, maybe in a different camp. But 2 weeks is just too short. I've been averaging 5 to 6 miles a day every day I've been up here. So I've definitely seen a lot of cool stuff. And that's really cool. Sun's going down. This is our last night after 2 splendid weeks up at this beautiful camp. And I'm having a fire till probably 1 o'clock. This is the granite cross I found here the other day. Amazing. I have no idea who put this here, but these are not light pieces of granite. It's been a magnificent trip. Time to go to bed. Tomorrow we're riding out of here. Oh, can't see that. Anyway, I put that log, it wasn't a log, it was just a big root piece of wood. I put that on at 8 p.m. and it is 11 p.m. now. Okay, we're all packed up. Just waiting for the horse packers to come in and we're out of here. Fire's dead out. This is it. It's been a great 2 weeks, I'll tell you that. All right, the packer got here early. Clayton's here early, so we're getting out of here early. That means we're going to get back. And there's Jasmine, who I'm riding back again. Wonderful horse. Getting all set up here. And it's kind of a nice day, not as hot as it was coming up.
Yeah, my dad worked here when he was about 13 or so.
You just turned 16?
Yeah.
Amazing.
We're working on 70.
That's why we're doing this stuff. That's Jasmine. That's Bojangles. Well, we're going to be downhill at the bottom in a few minutes. It's been a great ride. Well, we're almost at the parking lot. Crabtree Trailhead. Here we are.
Meters, feet shot.